And the fifth angel blew his trumpet, and I saw a star fallen from heaven to earth, and he was given the key to the shaft of the bottomless pit. He opened the shaft of the bottomless pit, and from the shaft rose smoke, like the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened with the smoke from the shaft. That's Revelation 9, verses 1 and 2. The early Earth at this point requires a few final but significant touches, cosmically speaking, so that human existence can arrive on the scene. Obstructing human life and its development are large reptiles known as dinosaurs. However, the early Earth will continue to develop with plant, animal, and later human life. From the heavenly perspective, the Almighty will take measures to perfect His creation. We know that all things are for His pleasure, created according to His will. His creation is good. However, His creation would not be good if He only hardwired human robots with fait accompli outcomes such as luck, long life, wealth. However, humankind is created with free will in a mix of pro and con forces. This is the central feature of human creation, humankind's free will in a sometimes difficult environment. As such, Satan and dark forces are introduced to the earth, perhaps fresh off losing a war in heaven, whereby Satan and his followers are cast down. At the same time, we know that Satan, or the accuser in Hebrew, is envious of the Almighty's creation. Him and his demon followers will do anything to deceive and harm humankind. However, they are constrained by the Almighty. They will do their best to be destructive, but they are indeed constrained. So this is the scientific and heavenly backdrop to Trumpet 5. And what we will discuss is the fact-based Chicxulub asteroid and crater event, a most dramatic, multifaceted passage. As we see here again in chapter 9, John describes a star. This time it's not blazing bright supernova star affecting the earth, but this time it's a star falling into the earth. Potentially it opens up volcanic type vents into the earth's core. This particular star, what is sounding like an asteroid, perhaps a comet, leaves a deep impact crater zone. It potentially also would create a lot of dust and smoke in the atmosphere. Indeed, John uses the term smoke 3 times in these verses that we summarized. He uses the term smoke a 4th time in Revelation 9, verse 3. So at first blush, without any real analysis of chapter 9, there is a significant asteroid hit, significant amounts of smoke affecting the earth. What does the scientific record say about any significant asteroid hit? Arguably, the most consequential asteroid impact event in Earth's history or scientific chronology regards the relatively well-documented event of some 66 million years ago. This is the famous extinction event that took out the dinosaurs. It's also the significant event that left a sizable crater straddling the Yucatan Peninsula and the waters off the Gulf of Mexico. This crater, as significant as it is, was not discovered until relatively recently, approximately 25 years ago. The reason for this delay is the fact that the crater was immersed in water on the northern half, while the southern half was located in the dense jungle of the Yucatan. This asteroid impact crater is known as the Chicxulub crater. It's become a rather popular tourist site as of late. The asteroid impact explosion created vast amounts of smoke or pollution. Moreover, the impact displaced mind-boggling amounts of soil, which was let loose into the atmosphere. This was a significant event. However, it may have only been the beginning of a further catastrophe. The impact marks the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event, which is also known as the CP event, among other labels. This extinction event destroyed approximately 75% of the plant and animal species. The CP event is a rather popular one, and then in that it was an early case of a scientific whodunit. Here the famous father-son team, last name Alvarez, posited the theory, as proven in rock strata, that the event came from either a comet or an asteroid impact. Indeed, the subject rock layer is significant as it possesses high levels of iridium. Iridium is a chemical thought to be only sourced in comets or asteroids. All of this information is referenced 1999, Rennie et al. 2013, Alvarez in a classic, 1981, Schulte et al. 2010. Full reference lists can be found at revcreation.org. There's about probably a couple hundred references there. Back to the asteroid, scientists believe it was quite sizable. While the Earth has a protective magnetosphere, and that was discussed in an earlier episode, a rather robust oxygen-based atmosphere, as discussed in our analysis, is no match for a large asteroid. This one was between 6 and 9 miles in diameter. Again, the effects of the asteroid impact are profound. As mentioned, 3/4 of plant and animal species were eliminated. At the same time, it's believed that photosynthesis processes were interrupted and discontinued. At the same time, and on the opposite side of the world, 66 billion years ago, a significant volcanic event occurred. The volcanic-based Deccan Traps are located in what is now known as modern-day India, that is, the western mountainous side of India. The significant volcanic activity of the Deccan Traps occurred at precisely the same time. There is some evidence that the two events are related. One of the largest geological features on the Earth is the Deccan Traps. They are massive, covering an area of about 200,000 square miles, at a depth of approximately 6,000 feet. Recall John's use of smoke 4 times in Revelation 9. Therefore, the scientific account and the biblical account are amazingly similar in description if one references the Deccan Traps and the volcanism and the smoke and the pollution thereof. It's fascinating to learn that the asteroid event and the volcanic activity potentially occurred at the same time. It's also fascinating to note that they occurred on almost exactly opposite sides of the Earth. Perhaps it's possible that a type of shock wave from the asteroid impact affected an opening on the Earth's crust on the opposite side of the globe. Of course, an asteroid impact that is 1 billion times larger than an atomic bomb blast may well affect volcanic activity on the other side of the globe. While there might be an exciting asteroid impact, a crater we can tour, and significant documented amounts of smoke and debris thrown into the atmosphere, our intrigue is really to do with the volcanic vents, as John describes, corridors into the abyss and so on. Quite possibly, and as a result of the asteroid impact, there are lava and magma flows that are large and significant. They potentially penetrate deep into the Earth's crust towards its core. It is significant for the simple reason that John summarizes the shafts to the bottomless pit. In the ESV, The word shaft is utilized 4 times in Revelation 9, verses 1 and 2. So yet again, we see a strong potential relationship between the shafts described by John, the scientific fact that large lava flows from the Deccan Traps may well have existed. Trumpet 5 and the asteroid impact of some 66 million years ago basically completed the Earth's development. This in the sense that Earth was generally fully prepared for the introduction of human beings on the scene. The CP event may have been the last significant event. It set the stage for the emergence of human life. With the Chicxulub asteroid on the chronology and resultantly the elimination of dinosaurs and the regeneration of life, we have come past the events of Trumpet 5 and to our current point in the chronology of the Earth's development. As stated by the hovering eagle at the end of chapter 8, verse 13, we're now into modern times where human beings exist. Humans will live interesting lives in God's amazing creation, but also at the same time, they'll be subject to prodding and temptation by Satan and his demons. Humankind will also be subject to infighting, world wars, and worse than that. Altogether, the evidence, both scientific and heavenly, has us now placed in modern-day times. Scientifically, we are after the Chicxulub asteroid that impacted 66 million years ago. From heaven's perspective, we exist after Trumpet 5. Visit revcreation.org to see full manuscripts, full reference lists, and to also receive a complimentary copy of the full Revelations creation account book.